The cut looks good. Fits fire. Yeah. Looking sharp today, man. Looking real sharp.
Appreciate it. Tried, at least.
Looking like a BBL Sasquatch.
That's when you know it's good.
Yeah. Good, man. 201. Mr. 201 over here. Mr. 201. 201 pounds.
Mister gonna be beating up some dads on Saturday.
Dude, I'm so pumped to be up somebody's dad. I'm probably if I know.
Is this the title at Saturday? Because you said you wanted to make it your title at some point. Is this Saturday's title?
It depends. If I lay a boom on somebody, I'm gonna say I destroyed somebody's stepdad or I beat up somebody's stepdad.
I think it's got to be the title.
It's got to be. It's gonna be like it's only gonna be I all caps beat up someone and then lowercase someone's stepdad. ... or exclamation point, either one. Welcome back to the Bench to Mike podcast. I'm your host, Caleb Fultz, also known as CF3.
I am also your host, Chris Cortez, also known as Chris Cortez.
Former child. And today we are covering the Toledo versus Ohio game. You know, I love being CF3 so much. I love saying CF3. Everybody call me CF3. We got Chris Cortez, the two hosts of the Bench to Mike podcast. What a blessing. I actually just made a post on Instagram that's saying how grateful I am for everyone that supports the podcast, my YouTube channel. It has been a great... How long ago was 2016?
8 years.
It's been a great 8 years doing YouTube. It's been a great 5 years being CF3. 5 years? I've been CF3 for 5 years.
Yeah.
Because 2019 was CF3. 2016 was like Comedy Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And the podcast is officially 1 year old as of... or maybe it's not a year old.
Did we make a happy birthday post?
We should have. We missed our opportunity because... Our first ever episode was about John Carroll. I want to keep saying it was Western Michigan, but it wasn't. It was John Carroll.
Dang. This podcast is already old, man. It's already a year old.
I can't believe it's already been over a year. Let's see.
We've been grinding it out too, man. We've been grinding this podcast out, grinding out content together. It's been a journey.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, man.
Where is it?
I want you to know I already recorded like an hour-long podcast today with Coach Z, my defensive coordinator.
Oh, you got to be podcasted out.
Yeah, I gotta be. I'm content out, dude. But thankfully, I have enough content to go for the next like week or two. But then I'm gonna take Thanksgiving break is gonna be a Thanksgiving break for me.
Oh yeah,
I think
as it should.
But knowing myself, I'll get bored after a day and probably make some shorts.
Yeah. Oh, I lied. We are not a year old yet. November 25th. BTM podcast.
What is this?
Episode number 1, JCU versus UMU and WMU versus BGSU.
Text me right now saying our birthday's November 25th. I'll make a birthday graphic for us to post on Instagram.
I'm going to text you right now.
Text
our
me,
birthday
November
is
25th.
in 5 days.
Wow.
Or no, 4 days. It's already the 21st.
It is 21st. Dude, we are hauling. We are going.
I made a note. Glass Bowl, 17th Stadium.
The BTM podcast has been to?
Yep.
We've been to 17
We've
different
been
stadiums?
to 17 different game day locations already.
Man.
And it hasn't even been a year yet.
I didn't even think about that, dude. Look at us. Thank you to everybody that supported this. That's making this dream become like a reality for us, man. For real.
Yeah. It's been awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a slow grind for the BTM podcast. Obviously, not my most popular content on the channel, but there's viewers out there, man. And we're grateful for you guys.
Absolutely. And you know what? Because of that, it all paid off here for the Toledo game because they saw the interactions that you guys make with us, and they let us in. They wanted us to make content at the Glass Bowl. It was great.
Free tickets. Thank you so much.
Free tickets. We couldn't have done that without you guys.
Thank you so much to our followers and our fans, man.
Absolutely. Cool, down to earth dude.
He was the third string quarterback and the starting holder. I'm the one. I took his job. So after he shattered his collarbone. So
Wally pipped.
What?
Wally pipped. That's what it's called. Getting hurt and then getting your job taken permanently.
Why is it called that?
Back in like
Already bored.
No, back in like the 1920s. You know Lou Gehrig, right?
Yeah.
First base for the New York Yankees.
Yeah, I have a statue of him, like a little. Yeah.
He actually replaced a guy named Wally Pipp who played first base for the New York Yankees. He got hurt. That his job permanently got taken when Lou Gehrig filled in for him.
Was he good though?
Yeah, he was pretty good.
It's not as good as Lou Gehrig.
It's not as good as Lou Gehrig, and that's where the term Wally Pipped came from.
That's awful. One, it's a baseball term. Ugh. And also, poor guy, poor Wally, man. Imagine naming your son Wally.
Imagine getting like a horrible term named after you.
Yeah. Super dark joke to make here, but do you think he celebrated Lou Gehrig's disease? Because like he got his job taken. He's like, yeah.
That's crazy.
You guys got Wally Pitt, but you got Lou Gehrig's disease.
That I don't think anyone was celebrating that day.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. Was there like a movie? I think I watched a movie on that. Wasn't there? It was like some sort of movie they did.
Pride of the Yankees.
I watched that like when I was younger. I think I have it on DVD.
We
from
watched
my
it in
grandpa.
class.
Yeah, well, also my grandpa has it on DVD.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
He has a lot of baseball movies on DVD that I have from him. So
Interesting.
shout to Grandpa Tom. Anyways,
Diving in.
Toledo versus Ohio at Toledo in the Glass Bowl. What an experience!
Home of the Toledo Rockets.
Get out. That was awful. You literally go to BG. It's like I'm surprised you didn't burn away in that shirt. Like turned to dust. Like
Thanos snapped.
Thanos snapped
Well,
the
I'll
neck.
tell you what. There has been 3 letters on my mind. I'm sure you know what those 3 letters are. T-O-L.
E-T-O. Imagine that. Like I need you to help me spell Toledo. Like so there's the first 3 and E-D-O. Yeah.
Yeah, and then now you gotta spell Toledo. Just chant T-O-L.
E-D-O. Is it slow like that or is it like fast when they chant it? Like how do they chant it?
It's like 3 or 4 times they'll go T-O-L, E-D-O, T-O-L, E-D-O, T-O-L, E-D-O.
That's actually tough. And then BGSU is just BGSU.
B-G-S-U.
It's lame. Imagine they just spell Bowling Green out. It's just B-O-W.
B-O-W-L-I-N-G. G-R-E-N.
It's a bunch of drunk frat guys.
Yeah, green.
Green. Yeah. Anyways, get back to the game.
What a wonderful venue.
Probably one of my favorite stadiums, to be honest.
Oh, it's definitely.
It does not belong in the MAC at all.
No, in my honest opinion, it is probably one of the premier group of 5 venues. It's like one of the few group of 5 venues that feels like a big time college football venue.
Honestly, and the game day atmosphere reminded me a lot of Mount Union because of the Mount Union culture and the coaches that are there. It just felt like a Mount Union game in a way, a little bit.
Yeah. What's ironic is none of those people probably have ever heard of Mount Union.
That is true. But your like defensive coordinators like from there or offensive. Which one is it?
Defensive coordinator and the head coach.
Yeah, they're both from Mount Union. So yeah,
I think did they dorm together or no? I don't know. They
It's something
probably
like
knew
that.
each other.
Something like that. Anyways, what was the final score again?
24-7 in favor of the Ohio
Dude,
Bobcats.
the first half was like just a boring offensive game. Both offenses were trash, couldn't move nothing, and then both defenses were playing lights out. And then the second half, the ball must have been covered in butter or something because man, it was fumbling, it was rolling all over the field. Everybody fumbled, dropped passes.
It was ugly.
No one could throw the ball. The Toledo's QB, he got benched like towards the middle of the fourth quarter, start of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, about start of the fourth quarter.
And then Ohio's QB just wouldn't stop hitting the B button like he was in Madden. He just kept spinning and spinning and spinning.
He would I think we said it during the vlog. I don't know if it was on camera, but it was like he's has 60 speed, but he would gain 20 speed when he did the spin move for like a 1/10 of a second. Then he'd lose all that
He
speed.
literally did 3 spins in one play and got a yard.
Yeah.
And then the running back for Ohio was a power back kind of player, and either he would get -3 yards or 50 yards.
Yep. There was no happy medium.
Like it was just the weirdest. It was the weirdest game, and it was very boring. But then it had some exciting moments, which I didn't capture really any of the exciting moments. I don't think I haven't looked at the footage yet. As of right now, I haven't edited the vlog yet. But
Yeah, he's pretty busy.
I'm a very busy man with 3 different videos to edit right now. So, man, let's get into the stats, Chris.
Team stats. First downs, Ohio with 18, Toledo with 9. I mean, I'm not surprised. Ohio's defense, really.
Throwing up during the podcast. Sneezing. Disgusting.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. Total yards, Ohio finished with, surprisingly, they had 367 total yards, and Toledo had 215. Overall, ugly game for Toledo. What the heck?
This
Is there
man-
dust?
It's a dorm room. But this guy's like a dad when the camera turns on. You know how many times when I edit videos and he's like, excuse me. Excuse me. Like he's like an old dad trying to sleep. I should make. I have all the raw footage from like the whole BTM podcast. I should go through every single clip
And just
of
make a
Chris.
compilation.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Literally, Chris is like an old man with the microphone. And it's only when the camera, like Chris is a normal guy outside of the camera, but then when the camera turns on, he's.
Fast forward the clock. Yeah.
Chris is already a 30-year-old dad, so he's a young father.
Oh man. Yeah, passing yards. Ohio finished with 129, Toledo 173. There was no passing this game. There was like one passing touchdown, and it was Tucker Gleason for Toledo passing like a 40-yard, 30-yard pass to Anthony Torres, a tight end. That was it. That was the only big pass of the entire game.
Yeah.
Rushing wise, Ohio was finished with 238, and Toledo with 42. 42 total yards rushing for Toledo.
That's not surprising though.
No, Toledo sucked.
And
they sucked.
They took a huge sack on like was it 4th down in the 4th quarter? Like they were trying to drive to make something happen with the backup QB. The center completely just threw the ball to the left side of the QB, and the QB like kicked it back, and it was like a negative 15-yard loss, and it was already like 3rd and long. It was like 3rd and 13 or 14.
Like you said, this game and both teams really just sucked.
Yeah, it was not. And like, if you told me these two teams are competing for a MAC championship,
Yeah.
I would have been like, no.
I would have laughed in your face if you told me this was an elimination game.
Kent
for the MAC
State's 0 and
championship
20.
game.
They're 0 and 20.
And I would put Kent State up against either of these teams.
Absolutely.
tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Penalties, there was a ton of penalties. Ohio, 6 penalties for 50 yards. Toledo, 8 penalties for 72 yards. That is a total of 14 penalties and 122 yards. That doesn't surprise me. There was a flag every other play.
There really was.
Oh, my goodness.
Was not a clean game whatsoever. And then towards like the third quarter, there was lots of shoving by the O and D linemen. And then like even Toledo's DBs were bodying Ohio's O linemen. Like the O linemen would get to second level.
Get suplex.
You got suplexed.
The old lady behind us was yelling at him.
Yeah, but it didn't matter though because Ohio's running back was driving. He was moving the ball really well. That drive.
Turnovers, 4 total, 1 for Ohio, 3 for Toledo. It was just an awful game. Ohio, unsurprisingly, dominated time of possession. 41 minutes and 24 seconds of total possession.
I believe that though.
Yeah, and Toledo only 18 minutes and 36 seconds. That is a quarter and 3 minutes and 36 seconds of having the football in your hands.
In the vlog, Chris covers really well that every drive by Ohio is very, would you say methodical or
very methodical, very driven out, and they converted their third downs. Like we just said, they had 18 first downs.
They were chugging. It was like us being in high school again. We were just 3 yards, 3 yards, 3 yards. Like they were just chugging along.
That's basically what they ran too. They just ran the option all game. They only passed when they needed to.
Yeah, but they still stayed in the spread. But they would also take a tight bunch. They had like a weird like I won't say wing T, but they had like 2 tight ends behind, not next, but behind their left and right tackle.
It was like a off version of a full house.
It really was. It was weird. And then occasionally they did that with like an I formation too. It was very weird, but mostly it was spread. I felt bad for the Ohio receivers. They were running the routes hard just to not even get anything.
No, but they got the win, and they're going to the MAC championship game, so can't be too feeling bad for them, right?
So, you cannot, yeah. Now, are they going to win? Absolutely not.
I, you know what? I would have to agree. I think there is a much bigger game next Friday, and I think the winner of that game is going to win the whole conference.
Can you pull up like the Ohio's QB? Like, is he a sophomore, freshman? What is he?
Yeah, for sure. Side note: a total attendance was 14,543. Because I know that was a big controversy last night that we were talking about.
So empty.
It did. I said maybe 10,000. That surprises me. Parker Navarro, Ohio quarterback, senior, 6 foot 205 pounds from Tempe, Louisiana.
He plays like he has no idea what he's doing.
Tempe, Arizona. Yep.
He plays like a young buck. He plays like so
well. He sat behind Curtis Rourke, who college football fans everyone knows he's the current quarterback of Indiana. He entered the transfer portal this past season and landed on Indiana.
How long was
Navarro's? Curtis has been there for I think 2 or no, he's been there for 3 years. This is his senior season.
He's at Indiana.
And now he's at Indiana, and they're getting in there vying for a playoff spot.
So he's basically been a career backup to this guy.
Pretty much.
Now he's starting.
His first start last season was in the bowl game against Georgia Southern, and Parker Navarro, he actually balled out. He accounted for 5 touchdowns. So this was kind of expected, but I mean, you'd think he'd put up.
But didn't Ohio
stats.
have like 2 NFL linemen go and like?
They had a
squad last year.
Yeah, they had a great team last year. But his season stats for passing, you could tell it. This guy's a runner. 1,765 total passing yards, 7 touchdowns, 9 picks, and a 62.3 season QB rating.
He likes to run, but he's just not that good. He's not good. He's not crazy either, but he does like to run.
Yeah.
I think he just knows he has better legs and he has a weak arm.
Mm.
And like when he throws the ball, you can just tell like he's just like, please, someone be down there.
He's
There-
like, all right, there's somewhere.
There was like 2 passes last night that like the receiver caught one over the middle. I'm like, he literally just heaved that up there and hoping that someone would make a play.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if he can see over his offensive lineman. He looks short. How tall is he? Do you know? Does it say?
6 foot. So
Yeah,
he's
short.
pretty short.
He's short.
I'd like to see rushing.
His
Okay.
drip went crazy. He did all white accessories. That was pretty tough.
Yeah, oh yeah. Okay, rushing. Okay, this makes way more sense. Rushing, 121 carries, 766 yards on the season for Parker Navarro. Rushing.
He's running his life away.
Yep. Which I mean, tonight or not tonight, but last night at the game, 18 carries for 104 yards for Parker Navarro. That is 5.8 yards a carry, and he ran for 2 touchdowns. His longest was a 45-yard carry. That's.
Yeah.
I mean, like you just said, this guy just ran all game. And it wasn't like he was running for his life either. They were designed quarterback runs and options.
And then like, well, when he did pass though, like it was like 3rd and 12, and he got like he would run it. Like he would snap it, look for 2 seconds, and then try to run.
He knew that he wasn't going to be able to get the ball.
Yeah, his pocket presence didn't exist for one.
Nope.
And 2, like, bro, it's 3rd and long. Sling it, bro. Like, there's no way. You have 2 QB spies or two QB spies and 2 linebackers out in the middle of the field. You're not running it. You're not gonna get away. Like they're watching you, bro. And you have pressure rounding you by their four defensive linemen because Ohio ran a 4-man front, right?
Yep.
And like, dude,
And, I mean, there was
Toledo ran a 4-man front. I'm sorry, Toledo ran a 4-man front.
Yeah, and I mean, even the balls he did throw, they were just straight ducks. There was one you pointed out during the game that he threw. It was over the middle, and its hang time was like a second and a half, like 2 seconds.
Mm.
It was just wobbling. It was up for grabs anywhere, and the guy for Ohio just caught it.
Yeah.
But anyone could have caught that ball. Like there was like 4 guys there.
Every deep ball was a prayer ball. Like, just please come down with it. And also, Toledo's DBs, there was lots of calls that I think that should have been made. They were very handsy, and they were holding on to Ohio's receivers. So that didn't help at all. But, I mean, hey, if you can get away with it, then get away with it. But there was like 1 or 2 calls that did get made. There was 2 that were really obvious, like grabbing by his horse, like horse collar almost, like grabbing his shoulder pads while he's trying to run.
Yeah.
So
Weird game. Final stats for Ohio players. Parker Navarro, quarterback, 11 for 19, 129 yards, 1 touchdown, QB rating of 59.0. So, I mean, that's obvious. It wasn't pretty, but got the job done. Anthony Tyus, number 2 running back for Ohio, with the Najee Harris Award of the game. 33 carries, 125 yards, 3.8 yards a carry.
that is the most.
And 1 touchdown.
That is the. I
33 carries for 125 yards. Averaging
3.
under 4 yards a carry.
That's not a good performance at all.
No.
33 carries. My G, that is Najee Harris. That's a Najee Harris.
That is a Najee. Well, the total for the team, they ran the ball 54 times.
What, the QB get the rest of it?
Yeah. 54 times.
If you told me Ohio was a run-heavy team, I'd be amazed because like their run game is nothing special. Neither team seemed anything special. Special.
Neither team. It's like they were both looking to next week. It's like they didn't even care about this game.
It's probably because it's midweek. It's towards the end. Finals are coming up.
Got class tomorrow.
Yeah. Midweek games are probably hard.
My goodness. I can't imagine.
You don't have a lot of time to recover from your previous game, right?
Yep.
And then you have class. You go to class all day. I imagine half those guys don't though.
I would be skipping the day after the game. I'm skipping class, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not going to class.
Yeah, dude. Oh man.
But I think the away team. That's not going to sound good.
You keep putting that vibrating phone on our mics. You're gonna scare away. Someone's driving right now and listening to us on Spotify and they just got into a car accident probably.
I'm sorry.
Like this if you got into a car accident. Like the video if you got.
Anyways, what was I saying?
How I'm like the coolest co-host ever, probably.
I'd agree.
Yeah. Yeah. There's not much to cover, guys. Like this game was so boring. It was very cold.
Oh,
the stadium's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Leading receiver for Ohio, Caleb Gossett, 6 catches for 86 yards. So I'll give him credit where it's due. That's a good game.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good game. For Toledo, let's get this out of the way. Tucker Gleason, starting quarterback, 9 for 17, 136, 1 touchdown, 36.2 QBR. booty cheeks.
Ugh.
That's booty cheeks.
Booty cheeks.
John
Cheeks and
Allen
booty.
Richter, number 6. He's the quarterback that Gleason got benched for. 5 for 9, 37 yards, 4.7 QB rating. Booty cheeks. That sums up the game. I think for Toledo was the horrendous quarterback play. Willie Shaw led the way for Toledo, 6 carries for 30 yards. That's
He only got 6 carries?
yeah.
What the heck?
Yeah, Gleason had the majority of the carries. Gleason had 8 carries. The most carries on the team, 3 yards. Ohio's defense, give him credit where it's deserved. They showed up.
They put lights out.
They showed
They played
up.
amazing. They played really good.
Yeah. Jawan Newton, the guy that we were really excited to watch. I think that's the story of the game. They're 2 big guys at receiver, Jawan Newton and Junior Vandeross. Congratulations for Jawan Newton. The day before the game, he got announced that he is getting invited to the Hula Bowl. I know he knows somebody personally that played in the Hula Bowl. It is a great honor to be in that game, so good luck. Hope everything goes well for you if you're watching this podcast. 4 catches for 45 yards. That is, they just locked everybody up. They did, and there was nothing they could do about it. Newton had 4 catches, 45 yards, like I just said. Junior Vandeross, 4 catches for 26 yards. Just both of their huge receivers, non-factors. I think that's the story of the game because Toledo lives and dies by those 2 guys.
It was just a boring game. Like, no one played crazy.
No.
Ohio's defense was good. Both defenses were good. But just, man, like, the second half was, like, the most entertaining because there was butter on the ball. The ball was covered in butter.
I think someone just looking at the score would be like, oh, Vince Karras for Toledo. This guy's a horrible defensive coordinator. Allowed him 24 points. That was not Vince Karras' fault. This was all of the offense. You can't depend on your defense being out there after every single 3 and out and not get tired. You're going to wear your defense out. And especially when it's like 32 degrees and it's windy and it's cold on a Wednesday night in the middle of November. Nobody wants to be out there for what? It was 41 minutes Ohio had the ball. For 41 minutes.
Yeah, Ohio's defense is fresh too because they get all the time to rest.
They were only out there for 18 minutes. They were out there for a quarter and 3 minutes. That was it. That's
They barely played.
No, they barely played. Toledo's defense was out there for over 41 minutes. That is not Vince Karras' fault because people were complaining about his defense. No, that is not on Vince Karras. That is completely on Jason Candle, head coach, and the offense. That is completely on you guys. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. That was horrible.
I guess that's the advantage of Smash Mouth football.
Yeah, this was a horrible game for the offense because I mean that's the best defense sometimes is your offense, and Ohio really showed that today by really keeping Toledo off the field.
Yeah. I know. I genuinely have nothing to say. Like, yeah, we're covering the stats, but this game,
like
sucked.
we've seen massive blowouts on this podcast. Like Bowling Green versus Western Michigan was a massive blowout. Bluffton and Trine was a massive blowout. Jets and Browns was a massive blowout. But like at least those games had fireworks and some form of fun, right?
Yeah, this was
this one was just a
boring.
I
mean, they had fireworks. And they had a cool. Their band played awesome music.
Yeah, you know what? I will say that, and I gotta give their flowers. I love the student section's first down chant. UT, then go watch the vlog.
Yeah, go watch the vlog for the rest of that chant.
But I mean, come on,
Toledo, what are we doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing for the week? Goes Toledo's offense.
We were grateful to the athletic director for the free tickets, but we honestly. You should pay us to not come back. I mean, my God. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't that bad. I think we hyped ourselves too much about it because like, oh, this determines the MAC championship. But like, it just was like cold, grind hard football, and wasn't a clean game.
It didn't even feel like an elimination game.
I feel like we were watching a Bluffton versus Defiance game.
I thought it was like a Bluffton versus
Manchester,
Mount Union.
Oh, that'd be like a 70-point game.
So I guess there'd be fireworks in that one too.
There would be. Yep. Man, I literally have nothing to say.
This game, I mean, it's pretty cut and dry. Ohio's defense showed up. Offense converted when they needed to. Toledo's defense was all right.
Oh, one thing we can't shut out, Ohio's coaches for making the adjustments at halftime.
Yes, they were down 7-0 at halftime. Then they just shut out Toledo and they scored
Oh my
24
God!
unanswered.
I don't know what happened at halftime, but
That
man.
was the craziest point swing I've ever seen.
Yeah, but you could tell they made adjustments too by the way the O-line was blocking and the way the QB was making reads. Like they made some adjustments. It was cool.
They found the holes and they found the weak spots in the defense. It was over.
That's me trying to flirt with women right there.
I'd say the biggest play of the game. I don't know if we got it on video or not, but Ohio was inside the 5. It was still 7-0 at the start of the second half. Parker Navarro throws an interception in the end zone. Toledo, next play after the interception, Toledo gets like a 30 or 40-yard bomb, and the receiver fumbles it at the 50, and Ohio gets it back.
It wasn't even. It was more like a 15-yard pass, and like the two DBs for Ohio were like dragging him, making him stay up, and he was like running his feet, and he was running for a good another 10, 15 yards, and the Ohio DBs are literally punching and swinging at him, and there's like 3 Ohio Bobcats on him, and they get the ball out, and the ball rolls for like another 10 yards, and it was the weirdest play. I think I got the end of it, but yeah.
If midweek Maction had a series of events, it would be that.
Yeah,
and that was the game. That basically
go watch the highlights. It's probably on there.
That ended the game because I told him Toledo came out with a banger of a play. I do think they would have won if they did not turn the ball over because I do think they would have put a drive together.
Yeah, you can't give the ball back. Was it 3 turnovers again?
3 turnovers. You can't have that.
Having 3 turnovers for one, but also to a smash mouth offense that is driving so slowly on your defense, and then you go 3 and out, and they go right back on. Like you can't do that to your defense.
Yeah,
like you just can't. Like if Toledo could hold on the ball a little bit longer, they might have a better chance. But man, what are you doing?
What are you doing? And I just credit to the Ohio Bobcat coaches for having their offense snap it under 5 seconds, even in the first quarter, because they knew Toledo's offense can score like that. So they made sure to keep that offense off the field as much as possible. So they were snapping the ball. Even in the first quarter, they were snapping the ball with under 5 seconds in the quarter or in the play clock.
As a fan, though, it was very boring.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was game experience.
As a fan,
we really got to, we got to put all like the outside effects to the side and say how, and put just on a tier list or make a list or a ranking of how entertaining the actual gameplay was.
Not considering any outside factors like how cold or
nope,
seats.
just game. And this one probably near the bottom.
Probably a 4 out of 10.
Near the bottom. Like this, just watching it as a game. If it was on the TV, I'm turning it off like at halftime.
That's all my friends said because I had like 3 people talking about the game because I posted on Instagram and they were like, "Yeah, I was watching until like in the first quarter I turned it off because it's boring."
Yeah, I don't blame them. You guys saved 3 hours of your life.
Is there a way to look up TV ratings of games?
I'm sure there is. I mean, all of that's public information.
We should pull it up sometime.
We really should. We should do that for all the games we've been to.
All the TV ratings, yeah. Because I bet TV ratings were low for this one.
Oh, they had to have been.
Had to have been awful.
I don't think we've. The Jets and Browns game for Thursday night. That one naturally probably had better TV ratings.
Yeah, for sure. Probably the best we've gone to since the NFL game.
Yeah.
But do you have anything else to cover, really?
The stadium is beautiful. The crowd, I mean, it's your typical midweek Maction crowd.
Lots of old people.
Lots of old people, yeah. I think a lot of them were family because it was senior night again.
Yeah.
Because the last Maction game we went to was also senior night.
Yeah.
Bigger crowd than Western Michigan, but I mean, Toledo it has the biggest market out of the MAC. They're the only team that plays in a major city.
I'm not gonna lie
Toledo.
though. Speaking of this, let's speak of the student section. I know BG is a big party school, and Toledo's not really known for the party school. But I've never seen open alcohol at a game, at a college game before. That's my first. Even in the BG student section, I never saw alcohol. I never even.
They sell them.
All the guys were all the students were drinking. I've never seen that. I didn't even see BG students drinking at the homecoming game. I didn't see any alcohol next to us or anything like that. But there was just cans and bottles everywhere in the student section of Toledo. I didn't see anything.
No, I didn't really pick up on that. I mean, whenever I go to a college game, I just assume that's what the students are doing.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm assuming there was probably drinking going on, but even at the Miami game, Miami versus Cincy, I didn't see much. I saw some, but Toledo, I just felt like there was just so much alcohol in the student section, and there was barely anybody there. I don't know why, but maybe that's probably why, because there's less people there, so you could see it more.
Maybe. And I mean, people say it keeps you warm.
There was one guy that was literally wearing
Nothing.
He wore sweatpants, Crocs with no socks on, and he painted his entire body blue.
Yep. Sure, he had plenty.
He has to be miserable today. I mean, his body has to hurt.
Oh my goodness, I could not imagine.
I'm hurting.
Yeah.
My joints hurt from sitting in that cold.
Yeah, just if you're from the South, appreciate that you don't have to stand up after a couple hours sitting in 32-degree weather and deal with the pain that's going to be in your feet, hands, and knee joints.
It was awful.
It's horrible.
And also, I just played a full season, and I'm hurting. So like,
yeah, old man,
and he's a full-time lifter. So I mean, we're feeling it.
So what cold was worse? The Western game was definitely colder, but that one wasn't really painful. This one hurt. This one,
I had more well, here's the thing. I wore like the same pants and shoes that I wore to the Western game, but I wore 2 pairs of socks to the Western game. And so my feet were freezing, and my hands, I actually feel the cold in my hands. This game, the only thing I felt were my feet and my like legs falling asleep. That was it. That's the only pain I had to deal with. And then also trying to walk back was awful. So the worst pain I experienced was my knee pain. And so truthfully, Western was way worse.
Western was way worse.
Because I actually go to the bathroom to hide away.
That is true. You did.
And I had more layers. I think I had more layers on than I did like yesterday.
Like I said yesterday, it always makes me smile or laugh every time I think back to that game. I always think of the shot that you got right before the game where your glasses are fogged up and the snow's coming down.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I made sure to wear glasses for that reason. So.
Yeah. Overall, I mean, it was a great experience.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, this podcast is going to live on for as long as we want to do it. And I think that's a really long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we will probably be back to the Glass Bowl at some point since it's literally right in our backyard.
Yeah.
And it's a great venue.
Beautiful stadium, yeah.
It's gorgeous.
And Toledo is an amazing football team. They just had
great program.
It's a rough
great,
game.
Yeah, great program. They just this season, this truly was a transition season. And I always live by saying there's no such thing as a rebuild / tank year in college football because you're constantly bringing in new guys and talent. But if there was a transition season, this would be it for Toledo because DeQuan Finn, he is.
Yeah. Is he doing
he's
well?
gone.
Is he doing well?
I actually have no idea.
Where's he at again? He's at
Baylor.
Baylor, yeah.
I think he's doing fine, but Baylor's defense is just selling every game that they're in, which is too bad because
Is he starting?
Yeah, he's a starting quarterback. I think he's like an 89 in the college football game.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah. I'm always gonna root for a Mac guy. I mean, if it doesn't matter who it's from, I always root for Mac Shin.
We need to check it back in on that Miami quarterback that we saw run all over BG's defense from the first time we watched him.
Oh, Avion Smith.
He's at the FCS school now.
Yeah, where's he playing now? I don't remember.
We said it in one of the other podcasts. We'll look him up after the game. After the podcast.
Yeah.
We should go to one of his games though.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, watch him play one more time because he was so fun to watch.
Oh, he was like a slow Lamar Jackson, but it's crazy because nobody could tackle him.
Yeah, dude, BG's defense could not handle him. And he was the backup, or whatever. So
yeah,
he's a vet, man. He's a veteran.
But I think that's pretty much it. Oh, we had popcorn. I gave it a 5 out of 10. Popcorn's popcorn.
I think I gave it a 7. I think
Elijah gave it a perfect 10.
Elijah just likes food. Shout out to Elijah, man.
Shout out to
the best cameraman, by the way. The best cameraman. Couldn't ask for a better cameraman.
And shout out to Aiden.
Shout out to Aiden, man. If you're watching this, shout out to you, man.
Yeah,
great seeing you, bro.
Great seeing you. Hope we get to see you again this winter.
I don't know about that, but
yeah, forget that guy.
Forget that guy. so supportive of all of our stuff. Get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here, kid.
What are you doing? Get out of here.
Yeah, if Toledo, they're in the Quick Lane Bowl, which is what ESPN saying they're going to be in. Nah, we're going to go without you.
Get out of here.
Get out of here, kid.
Get out of here, kid.
Nah, you're coming. You're coming, boy. You're coming, boy. You're coming. I have a white card. You're going to be in the trunk.
Oh, you're not kidding. You serious? You're coming, boy.
You're coming.
You're getting in the back of Cheryl.
What are we talking about anymore? This is such a cut and dry game. There's hardly anything to talk about.
This podcast, we have nothing. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Chris, close us out, man.
Whenever you're watching this and wherever you're watching, have a great morning, noon, afternoon, and night. God bless you guys. Stay smart, stay safe, take care. And once again, thank you to Toledo Rockets Athletics for having us out. We truly did have a great time, and we cannot wait to do another episode with you guys. Just let us know. We're always on the phone.
Catch y'all, boys, in the next one. Peace.